But
Let's
we're
get
jumping
it.
back into it. Continuing this week, a lot of divisional matchups. First
Jump it.
one, this part two, we got Baltimore Ravens, who are 8-4, going in Pittsburgh Steelers, 5-7. Pittsburgh's a 2.5 point favorite here at home, and a little bit understandably so, right?
Yeah.
Lamar's out. Tyler Huntley's coming in. People joke around he's the great value Lamar, but but even with Lamar, that offense was struggling. This is going to be a big defensive game between the two of them. I think this is going to be a low scoring game. Someone's going to edge it out like 13-10 or something.
I agree.
But in regards to this game, I was looking at like the future because for the season of these teams, because Ravens are in a very similar boat as they were last year, right? They started off really hot, and then Lamar and the offense got hurt, and then they finished with 6 straight losses, right? Tyler Huntley was, when he was a starter, he had 1 win and 4 losses for them, but they had 6 straight losses and knocked themselves out of playoffs. Do you see that happening again? Just a quick yes or no. You see that happening again here? You think this team can hold them in it? Their next 5 games, so including this one, you got Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Atlanta, Pittsburgh again, and Cincinnati.
My quick answer is yeah. They can hold on. I don't know to win the division, but I think they could.
They can
I
hold
don't
on
know.
to a wild
I don't
card.
know. I don't know. It's a yeah. I'm not 100.
Fair. It's hard. It's a hard decision to say. Where you at with this one?
I'm gonna say no. They're not gonna hang on because he's getting hurt at a bad time where they're struggling so much. I can easily lean more towards the no, right, than I can the yeah. Only scoring 10 to beat Denver. I'm gonna say no.
I mean that's fair because they have been not performing on offense even with him. So
Exactly, healthy.
Same
Look,
as-
and no knock on Huntley at all. I'm not
Yeah.
knocking Huntley or Huntley's ability. I'm just saying, Bateman being down. There's just so many things. J.K. Dobbin, there's just so many things. I mean, yeah, Isaiah Likely stepping up. You're running a 2 tight end set. That's what they're good at. That's what they do. But all these other things need to happen in order to make that successful. The run game, yada yada. So I think they're struggling, irregardless to who's at quarterback. I'm gonna say no.
Nick,
I'm going to go with they should, but no.
they should have been fair.
See, I want to get on that bus.
Yeah.
I want to get on that bus over there because that's
and
how
then-
I feel exactly.
Yeah, and then
Well
for the
said, Nicky.
Steelers, kind of a similar question. Is they are 5-7, right? So will
No.
this be Mike Tomlin's? Will this be Mike Tomlin's first season where he doesn't hit 500? They need to win 4 out of the next 5. They need to beat They got Baltimore, Carolina, Vegas, Baltimore again, Cleveland.
Whoa.
Does he miss?
The
does
last
he miss
5
out
one
on
more time?
500? Baltimore. So including this game, Baltimore, Carolina, Vegas, Baltimore, Cleveland. They got to win 4.
I think this is the first time that he doesn't go 500, but I'm thinking like a 7-win season. I think they can snag a couple of more, but I think we can look at them preseason to where they are now and see some good signs of growth. And Pittsburgh as an organization, they're not going to stay down long. Mike Tomlin
Tiger.
as the coach isn't going to let them stay down long, so. Pittsburgh going into, the next couple of years, I feel like they'll get it together and they'll be right back at it. Can't say the same thing about the Browns, but I'll go no, I don't think they can do it. They haven't won 4 out of 5 games all year in the past 2 years, so no.
Fair.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump on no here. I want to lean more towards yeah, only because of how much, I'd say Pickett has improved over the few weeks that we have got to see him, and he's been starting, and he's healthy now, or healthier, should I say? Because everybody's banged up at this point. But that's what's really doing it for me. Larry Ogunjobi being chipped up, T.J. Watt being chipped up, Najee now is questionable, Dante Johnson now is questionable. Everybody's playing chipped up this time of year. I mean, I know we can't use that as an excuse. I'm not using it as an excuse, but I'm using it as a little bit of fuel to light my fire on why I'm not going to say that they'll be able to win 4 or even, 4 straight or 4 at all. I'm going to say no.
Yep. Nick,
Yeah, I mean, they're 3-1 in their last 4 games, but yeah, that's a tall task. I'm gonna go with this is the first time they don't go 500, like Tom.
Yeah, I see them being like 8-9, not 9-8 at the end of the year.
Yeah, they can
Um,
definitely win 3 out of 5. I think.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's fair.
But then, we can hop back onto this game, just what, because that's, those two teams, the future here is not the brightest for them for the end of the year here. So it's
I
hard.
agree.
And there should be good teams, and we want to see better out of them. But for this game here, I'm actually going to continue with the favorite here with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think they edge it out, say 13-10, like I said before. Just the slightly better offense because they're more ready, right? You got to figure out an offense with Tyler Huntley, and you have no receivers, and your running backs are beat up. So, like, there's a little bit more to give on offense with the Steelers. So I'm going Steelers.
This is a tough one. Steelers gave up a $146 rushing to Atlanta last week, and we know, obviously, with a backup quarterback and Tyler Huntley coming in, which is respectable. 4-4 record, I think, last season, taking over for Lamar. He averaged a little over 6 yards per carry. So the poor man's Lamar Jackson title is respectable to be given to Huntley in this situation. But the Pittsburgh defense, it's been shaky for the past couple of years. Predominantly, they've been beaten by the pass, though, most of the season. The Ravens don't scare me in the past. Like, this situation is so close when you look over at the Pittsburgh side of the ball because they don't produce a lot of points. There's some talented young weapons over there, but this Baltimore Ravens defense has only given up like 18 points per game here of recent, playing much better than they did coming into the season. So I look at the only denominator that I can kind of take from that. I look at special teams. You got Justin Tucker and you got Devin Duvernay returning kicks. I'm a slide. I'm gonna go Ravens here. Very close game, but I'm gonna go Ravens on special teams.
Yeah, I mean, I want to go Ravens here, but there's just too much that's favoring me to pick the Pittsburgh Steelers. Huntley being in against this defense that is I mean it's a toss up either way. I mean, this defense, some weeks is really really good, some weeks it's not. It's not been that consistent. The past 2 weeks it's been good. So what defense we gonna get this week? We're gonna get the defense that led up 30 to Cincy, 35 to Philly. Who we gonna get? Philly's a very very tough, formidable opponent, and so is Cincy. By no means are these pushover teams. One of them is a divisional game, and one is arguably the best team in football. So, I mean, the last 2 losses were losses that from Pittsburgh that were granted. They should have lost games like that, against tough teams that you don't have a winning record. So, but I don't think these next 2 teams are as tough as Baltimore is right now, this moment in time. So I'm gonna run with the Pittsburgh Steelers here, just because I think overall they're gonna be a little bit more smooth running, with their quarterback that's been in it, doing it for a while, than Huntley coming in just last week. He's got just 1 week under the belt. Now he's gonna have a full weekend. Maybe that's enough, maybe that isn't. So I'm gonna go Pittsburgh here. I don't know. I'm done kicking the can around, Nikki. How about you?
Yeah, I think I'm with you and Brady on this one. I'm gonna stick with the line too. I'm gonna take Pittsburgh.
I want to take Baltimore though, because Huntley could be ready and just come in and really just play, but Baltimore's been struggling regardless. That's Nick, that's what it is for me.
Well, I mean, I think that Pickett's just more ready than he is right now. He's 3-1 in the last 4 games for Pittsburgh, and their defense is playing better. Charlie touched on their defense not playing up to par this season, even last season, but they've been playing better in recent games, and that's bad for Huntley and the Ravens. So I feel like that Pittsburgh's they're gonna definitely take this one. I see them maybe, but I don't see Baltimore putting up much points at all. Maybe a touchdown. I don't see them getting to maybe 13 points, 10 points, something like that. Pittsburgh, for sure.
I'm going to stretch out on an elbow here and say the past 2 seasons, Pittsburgh's been, dealing with the injury bug to begin. Remember, 2 seasons ago was the elbow for Big Ben went down. And I think then, after that or the next season, the same season, you had Mika go down, Mika Fitzpatrick go down for the season. I mean, they just been banged up, and they still been relevant, as banged up as they've been. So hats off to the coaching staff of both of these squads. Got good coaching staff, so that this is going to be a game. It's a divisional game. It's going to be a game. It's going to be a hell of a game, regardless. These people know each other.
Still got studs.
These
you
are
got
two
Hayward
bullies
out there. You got Minka Fitzpatrick. He made the game sealing INT last week against Mariota. So yeah, I mean, I could very well see that happening.
These are two old heads on the block that's been beefing for a while. These guys know each other well.
Circle back.
Yeah, it's one of those games where it might not be the prettiest game because of the situation it's in, but like if you like football and you like the defensive matchups, and this is a game that you'll enjoy watching just on the defensive fight that's gonna
Clash
happen.
of the old Titans.